kidding me right now with this Andre Richardson and Heather Armstrong storyline? Let's be real for a second. We all knew that Andre's past was going to catch up with him eventually, but the sheer magnitude of this shadow war is absolutely blowing my mind. For weeks, we have watched Andre spiral into a state of sheer paranoia. From the anonymous text messages to that highly disturbing bottle of 2018 Louis Broussard champagne showing up on his doorstep, the psychological torture has been relentless. But here's the kicker. Andre is no longer running. Oh no, our boy is officially fighting back. And he is playing a very, very dangerous game of Russian roulette with the most ruthless woman in the DMV. To truly understand the gravity of this situation, we have to look back at the European backstory that binds these two together. Andre wasn't always the suave, supportive society husband we see today. Back in Europe, around the time his parents tragically died in that horrific plane crash, Andre was a deeply vulnerable undercover cop. He was grieving, lost, and drowning in his own darkness. Enter Heather Wallach Armstrong. She didn't just help him leave the force. She groomed him, manipulated him, and pulled him into her twisted web. They hooked up, but Andre, ever the cop at heart, managed to secure hard, undeniable evidence of her criminal empire before his brother forced him to cut ties. Now, Heather, fully realized as the impaler and the mastermind behind the international plasma ring, is back to ruin his life. But Andre has drawn a line in the sand, and he is threatening to expose secrets that could destroy them both. Andre's strategy here is actually brilliant, albeit incredibly reckless. He is actively leveraging his brand new position as Martin Richardson's official campaign photographer to get dangerously close to Bradley Smitty Smith. As we all know, Smitty is a relentless investigative journalist who has been tirelessly digging into the red market and the plasma ring. Smitty has already exposed Dr. Leah Whitmore and is currently hunting down leads on the missing Lynette Y. Andre knows that Smitty is a dog with a bone. So, Andre drops the ultimate threat on Heather if she does not immediately cease her psychological warfare and stop sending anonymous threatening gifts to his wife, Dani Dupree. Andre will hand over his entire, highly classified impaler file to Smitty. This is a file Andre has kept hidden since his undercover days in Europe, and it contains enough explosive material to blow Heather's entire international syndicate sky high. Wow. You have to admire the sheer audacity of this move. Heather, in her typical smug and arrogant fashion, laughs in his face. She genuinely believes that Andre is bluffing. She looks at the comfortable, luxurious life he has built in Fairmont Crest and assumes he is too soft to pull the trigger. She taunts him, claiming he would never dare to sacrifice his pristine reputation, his career, and his freedom just to take her down. But this is where Heather severely miscalculates the depth of Andre's desperation. Andre looks her dead in the eye and delivers a chilling declaration. He is more than willing to burn his own life to the ground and go to federal prison right alongside her if it means protecting his happiness with Dani. He is ready to become a martyr for his marriage. But let's pause and debate this for a second, because this is where my blood absolutely boils. I think Andre's ultimate sacrifice is a tragic, heartbreaking mistake because he is throwing his life away for a woman who is currently betraying him. While Andre is out here ready to don an orange jumpsuit to protect Dani's peace of mind, what is Dani doing? She is drowning in suffocating guilt because she literally just hooked up with her toxic ex-husband, Bill Hamilton, in a stalled elevator during the Fairmont Crest tornado. Dani is playing the role of the devoted, traumatized wife, letting Andre believe she has tornado PTSD, when in reality, she is harboring a filthy secret. Andre is fighting a shadow war for a marriage that Dani has already tainted. It is a classic soap opera tragedy, and I am screaming at my screen for Andre to open his eyes. Of course, Heather Armstrong does not take threats lightly. You do not become the ruthless leader of a global crime syndicate by backing down from a fight. Instead of retreating, Heather decides to retaliate with a vicious counterattack. If Andre is going to use Smitty as a weapon, Heather is going to target Smitty's husband, Martin Richardson. Martin just won his hard-fought congressional primary election. He is riding high, trying to maintain a flawless family man image for the voters. Heather begins to actively target Martin's political weaknesses, orchestrating scandals and planting seeds of doubt that threaten to derail his entire campaign. She knows that by attacking Martin, she is attacking the very foundation of the Richardson family legacy. This retaliation is a massive wake-up call for Andre. The tension escalates to a boiling point as Andre watches the collateral damage unfold. He realizes, with a sickening sense of dread, that he is no longer just gambling with his own life. He is gambling with the future of the entire Richardson family. Martin's political career, Smitty's journalistic integrity, Ted's reputation, everything is on the line because of Andre's personal war with his ex-lover. The guilt begins to weigh heavily on him. He never wanted his family to become targets in a war they don't even know they are fighting. This forces Andre into a corner, pushing him to take drastic, immediate action to end this nightmare once and for all. This leads us to the ultimate heart-stopping showdown. Andre arranges a secret meeting with Heather to deliver his final, non-negotiable ultimatum. The atmosphere in that hotel room is thick with tension, a dangerous mix of hatred and unresolved history. Andre doesn't just bring empty threats this time, he brings physical proof. He pulls out a copy of a photograph he secretly took many years ago during his undercover days in Europe. This isn't just any photo. It is hard, irrefutable, photographic evidence showing Heather directly participating in a brutal, bloody purge orchestrated by her international crime syndicate. It is the smoking gun that links her directly to multiple murders and international racketeering. And you won't believe what happens next. Andre lays his cards on the table. He tells Heather that if Dani learns even a single syllable about his dark past from her mouth, or if Heather continues to threaten his family, this photograph will not go to Smitty. It will go straight to the desk of Detective Jacob Hawthorne. Boom. What a massive plot twist. Using Jacob as the ultimate threat is a stroke of absolute genius on Andre's part. We all know that Jacob is currently a man on fire. He is suffering from severe PTSD and survivor's guilt after his best friend, Derek Baldwin, took a bullet for him during the Plasma Ring warehouse sting. Jacob has made a solemn vow to avenge Derek's death and tear the Impalers organization apart piece by piece. If Jacob gets his hands on that photograph, he won't care about jurisdiction, protocol, or his police chief father, Elon Hawthorne. Jacob will hunt Heather to the ends of the earth. He has absolutely nothing to lose, especially with the immense stress he is under regarding his wife Naomi's BRCA-positive diagnosis. Jacob is a lethal weapon waiting to be unleashed, and Andre knows exactly how to point him at Heather. This is the first time we see the mask slip from Heather's face. The smugness vanishes, replaced by sheer, unadulterated terror. Heather is not afraid of American prisons. She is terrified of being extradited back to Europe, where her syndicate enemies and international authorities would tear her apart. Andre has finally found her Achilles heel. But Heather Wallach Armstrong is a survivor, and she is nothing if not dangerously resourceful. Faced with the terrifying prospect of European extradition and Jacob Hawthorne's relentless vengeance, she realizes she cannot win this battle through intimidation. She needs to change her tactics. Instead of fighting Andre with threats, she decides to fight him with seduction. She formulates a twisted, desperate plan to steal the photograph back by exploiting the one weakness she knows Andre still harbors, his lingering vulnerability to their shared traumatic. Let's dissect this psychological warfare for a moment. Heather knows that Andre is currently under immense emotional strain. He is terrified of losing Dani, he is stressed about his family, and he is emotionally exhausted. Heather decides to weaponize her sexuality and their shared history. She softens her tone, drops the gangster persona, and appeals to the broken, grieving young man she saved all those years ago in Europe. She moves in close, blurring the lines between enemy and former lover. She wants to intoxicate him, to make him forget his righteous anger, and to manipulate him into betraying Dani so she can snatch that photograph and secure her freedom. We have already seen a glimpse of this dangerous dynamic when they met in room 1216 and she kissed him. Andre kissed her back before his conscience kicked in and he fled. But now, the stakes are exponentially higher. Heather is fighting for her life, and she will use every seductive trick in her arsenal to break Andre's resolve. Will Andre be strong enough to resist the ultimate temptation? Or will the intoxicating pull of his dark past cause him to stumble, betraying the very marriage he is sacrificing everything to protect? Many fans think Andre is too devoted to Dani to ever fall for Heather's trap, but I actually think the opposite. I believe Andre is going to crack. Why? Because The narrative irony is just too delicious to ignore. Dani has already betrayed Andre with Bill Hamilton in that elevator. From a storytelling perspective, it makes perfect sense for Andre to fall into Heather's bed, creating a devastatingly equal playing field of infidelity and secrets between the newlyweds. Imagine the explosive fallout when both Dani and Andre realize they have been sleeping with the enemy. It would be the ultimate soap opera cliffhanger. The coming weeks on Beyond the Gates are going to be an absolute roller coaster of emotions, betrayals, and high-stakes blackmail. Will Smitty uncover the truth before Andre hands over the file? Will Martin's political career survive Heather's vicious sabotage? And what will happen when Jacob Hawthorne inevitably realizes that the man who holds the key to avenging Derek's death is his own family member, Andre? Keep your eyes glued to the screen because Fairmont Crest is about to explode and the collateral damage is going to be spectacular.